Hi guys, it's Aegis here, and as promised, it's the time for the last clan that I play in the new booster set, which is Link Joker. So it's a Messiah build, which I'm going to also work on probably a deleter build since we got a new grade 3 there. And I'm also a little bit interested to update the Cyber Dragon build. It's haven't been updated for quite a while, so it's worth to have a look at that as well. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So starter, I just put the new one, so I do remember to get a quick shield, but if I don't, then that's my fault. And then here comes our grade 4. I'm running 3 of them. So this guy is actually one of your win con, of course, because of the strong power, able to lock itself and give power. As long as you can find a good way to unlock it, then you can do multiple attacks with this card, which can be very powerful, no matter you use Force 1 or Force 2 depending on the situation. And then of course, for Alter Ego Messiah, it's the key card of the deck. Yes, this is your kind of your finisher, but in order to make your finisher to work, you need to use Alter Ego Messiah, because this card brings 2 cards from your drop zone back on the field as long as you Crystal Blast 1, even as a lock card, but you get something back, so you don't really care if your grade 4 is beaten by something directly attack or retire, unless they bind you, then that's a different story. But if they are just keep attacking it, keep trying to retiring it, as long as you Soul Blast every single turn, you can bring them back. And after that, after the attack, you can select any number of lock cards, unlock them, and all those units will get 10k. So even this 30k beater can be 40k, so that's really crazy. And with that here, you can simply go for Force 2 for this deck. And then I'm running 2 of the Harmonix Messiah. At first, when I first tried this deck, I'm actually running 4 of this, and I don't even run any Harmonix Messiah. But then I find myself not comfortable with only 4 grade 3s that I can ride. So I've added 2 Harmonix Messiah, since Harmonix Messiah can also bring me something from the deck, even as a lock card again, but when I never get this card to my hand, then I still need to find a way to put him out. So Harmonix Messiah can be one of the methods that you directly search a deck to pick a card as a lock card set on the field. So you can even just set this on and wait for next turn. If the situation is not that bad, you are not on so many damage that you are about to die, then you have time and room for Harmonix Messiah to do something. And for example, if you just already ride your Ultimate Messiah, but then you do want to do a little bit more to draw more cards in hand, then you can ride your Harmonix Messiah, because as long as you have a grade 3 in soul, after the attack, counterblast 1, discard a card, and unlock any number of cards on the field, and for each card you unlock, you draw that many. So even if you're just riding Harmonix Messiah on Alter Ego and just attack with it, you already can get to discard 1 and draw 1, so you don't lose anything, and you can choose to not only put the grade 4, you can put other cards that you need that may help you draw as well. So, and also Alter Ego Messiah can give your front row regards 15k power, so that power sometimes helps. And then I'm running 3 of the order cards, only 3 because I find myself, yes, it's very helpful, especially when you put your grade 4 as a lock card and you want it to be able to attack once at least, and then lock it and unlock with auto echo messiah and attack again. But I do want a better balance on my higher grades, so I'm only putting 3. And so far, I've even seen people not using the order card. But since my way of playing this deck do sometimes requires me to use the order card to unlock the grade 4, so I can do a little bit more attacks, 4 to 5 attacks, so it's still here. And it draws your cards, so, and it's searchable by your Griffin Searcher, so it's still okay. And entering grade 2, I'm running 4 of the Lady Fencer. It's kind of a must for your Messiah deck, because she can just hit 15k. That already helps. Basically, except MLB, you can hit anything, and she can lock herself. So, as long as you can lock yourself, this card can unlock them, then you can do multiple attacks, which is very, very helpful. And it's not like the grade 2 Messiah in the past that you can only gain 2k when you call it, so you can swing for 11, and then once locked and unlocked, it's become 9k, so you can't hit key numbers. But now Lady Fencer can get 5k for every time you attack. Of course, it's only for the battle, but that's already good enough. Okay. Next, I am running 4 of this counter kill strike Gastura. So this card is a very key part in this deck, because you can increase your locked cards, which Auto Echo Messiah can help to unlock, Harmonics Messiah can help to unlock, then you can gain benefit from those, and you can do a card switch, because as long as this card attack after battle attack in the Vanguard, kind of last one, and you put 1 card in your hand as a lock card on the field, you draw 1 card. So you force your opponents to deal with this attack first, and then you put 1 on the field, and then you draw 1. And if those cards after unlock they got some skills, then you can activate those as well. So to me, this card only gives you benefit so far, which is what I like. And then I'm running 2 of the Blast Monk. I'm trying to run more, but with the current deck balance, I think I can only fit 2 here. But if you want, you can put an extra 1 there, because Blast Monk is very, very helpful to bind a card on the field, because he can bind any regards of your opponents as long as you counter blast. And if you bind a grade 2 or higher, you can soul charge, which sometimes if you only can write your Harmonics Messiah and still waiting for a grade 3, then Blast Monk may sometimes help you soul charge a grade 3, so you can use that skill. And since Blast Monk can basically help you kill every single stuff, as long as you see something you feel terrible, maybe they just keep hiding at the back, then you can just snipe it with Blast Monk. For example, sometimes if you see blaster decks, they have a lot of cards stay at the back that give boosts, or like Oddmile deck, you got the I think it's the Angel that give all your grade 2 regards boost and able to intercept from the back, all these kind of things. Then you can just snipe that off, and even if they don't have face up damage, then they can't do anything, which is very, very helpful. So quickly entering grade 1s. Then I'm running 4 of the Lady Vedora, since I am only actually running 6 of the rideable grade 3s, but I have a total of 9 grade 3 cards, so the rate of pulling what I need is quite high, but I still want to get more chances to get them into my hand. That's why I'm running 4 of the Lady Vedora. But I don't find her 5k as useful as I think, because a lot of times I put her on the place that will get unlocked, and like whenever she boosts, I have all my field unlocked, so she won't get the 5k. But with Blast Bone, then you can actually keep that 5k, so another good stuff. And then next, I am running 2 of this Manipulator of the Void. I kind of running 4, but then after that I switch a little and only run 2, but that doesn't mean this is not a bad card. This is a bad card, but it is indeed a good card. So it's like the Gastera, but then she doesn't cost you a counterblast as long as your attack or boost hits the Vanguard. So this gives your opponents pressure because you never know, like your opponents never know what card you are going to put down on the field as a lock card, and maybe unlock them during the battle of the same turn. So they have a high chance to kind of want to block it, and that's the purpose. But of course, if in early game you can just simply put down your Grateful Wars, you can put down other cards that, like even just these guys, as long as they are not having the like appearing on the field kind of skill, like on call skill kind of things, then you can just simply put them at the back as a lock card and then unlock them. Then you get to draw a card. Do a card switch, helps you to easier get to your Graveyard Rides. Then next, I'm running 3 of the Banning Solid Hit Feminine. This card is very helpful in this deck, because as long as this card is unlocked, then you can draw 1, even though you can only use the skill of the same name once per turn. So if you have 2 unlocked at the same time, you can only draw 1. But this card basically helps you to draw card for 3 turns. Think it that way, because you can just simply pull this card off from Order Echo Messiah and unlock it afterwards. Then you can draw a card. If you use your Harmonious Messiah to call this out, then you can draw a card. If you use this card to call it out, then you can draw a card, and you are drawing 1 by doing the card switch, and of course her as well. So this card is so easy to get you to draw cards, and you basically just need 1 on the field. So feel free to call over it and then call it back again to keep drawing cards if you need, because that's one game that I only can ride my Harmonious Messiah once and I never get into any other Grade 3, so I just keep reusing this card and drawing like 5 cards, 6 cards in 5 or 6 turns, and just keep trying to deck my pieces. Of course, during that drawing I keep getting shields, but then I get my defensive power so I can last longer and I can wait for my key cards. And then I am running 2 of the Calderon Wing. So at first I never thought I would use this card, which is why I'm running 4 of that. But then after I add in Harmonic Messiah and I'm looking for other changes that I can make, then here comes this card. Because this card can lock itself as long as I have a lock card or I have a Harmonious Messiah on Vanguard Ring of Circle, so it's pretty easy to achieve. Then you can counter charge 1. This helps this deck a lot because Blast Bone use Counter Blast, your Gastera use Counter Blast, your Harmonic Messiah use Counter Blast. So there's quite a few places that you will use Counter Blast, which is sometimes can just simply use up all your Counter Blast quite quickly if you don't manage well. So your Cateron wing is here to save you some counter blast. That's why I'm using her. Him or her. Can't tell. Him. But yeah, this sometimes helpful. I just want to get myself a little bit of backup instead of just going one way, and suddenly if my opponents stop me or like they try to not giving me extra damage, then what can I do? Then at least I can pull something as a lock card, use this card, lock itself, counter charge, then attack with my alter ego Messiah, and then I can unlock them and all get 10k, so they are healing bigger and they can use their skills. In entering triggers, I am running 6 crits, 6 draws and 4 heals. Basically I just want to increase the rate of seeing draw triggers so I can get my key pieces, I can get my messiahs easier. And since I need sometimes to drop a card for exchange, then I can use these cards. Basically that's it. The reason that I come with this lineup, basically just want to draw a little bit more, but I do want to keep some crits so I can pressure my opponents. That's why with this lineup. So here's the deck list, and let's look at how we can get this deck to run. Okay, so let's see how the deck actually runs. So I am going to tell you, like as usual, what are some popular rides. So like for great ones, some of the choices will be this, if you're going second, then this, and this, basically this three. So the reason for choosing these is if you're going second, then you can get a chance to easier to hit and do some card switch and play something on the board quicker. This can just help you find grade freeze anytime, so going first, going second is okay. This card, as long as this card is in your soul, you can use your alter ego messiah to soul blast it and call it back, so it's okay to just ride on it. But of course, if you like have these on your hand and you're going second, then you can feel free to do that and try to call this as a lock card, unlock it and draw one. So this will be your grade 1 picks. And then entering grade 2s doesn't matter too much, but if you want to kill something, ride a blast monk. If you continue want to do a card switch, then you can just use your Gustera, but Lady Fencer is not a good option to ride unless you have no choice. So these are the choices, but most of the time I will just ride my Gustera, try to swing and get something back, because again I can just call this out, lock as a lock card, draw a card, unlock it and draw another card, so easy. And once you get into grade freeze, of course, your first buy will always be alter ego messiah if possible. And based on the matches that I have been playing for so long, most of the time I'm using my force 2s. I rarely use my force 1s because most of the time I have my grade 4 somewhere reachable, so I can put a force 2 there and just soul blast and call 2 back like this and probably this. Then they can be on the same line, they can be on different side, doesn't matter, depending on the situation, of course. Then if you also have the order cards, then you can just use the order cards, unlock it to draw one, which this card is now a 30k 2 crit by itself. And For example, the most ideal, I would say, environment will be you have a lady fencer to call. This is for your first turn great rise, of course. Then you have this in your drop, and you have something, for example, like this, or just this. Then you just soul blast a card that you want to call. For example, if this is in your soul, then you can soul blast and call these two. Why I'm not putting here, because 15k for first attack is good enough. So I would just call my Lady Fencer there, and then I probably will be calling one more regards, because Alter Ego Messiah will not get power for itself. So you do need some kind of boost, even though you can use this to give Alter Ego Messiah 10k power, but sometimes the situation will be different. Then maybe you can call this to try to search with order, then use order, unlock this, draw a card, and here comes the fun bit, let's say that. So in this kind of formation, you probably will want your power to give to your Alter Ego Messiah, so that you can, as I said when I talk about the deck list, this can hit for 15k unless you're facing MLB. You can just swing for Vanguard, lock it. Then you can just, depending on if you have a lock card here or not, if you don't, then you can just simply go for 30k to Vanguard. But if you want your opponents to give you a little bit more cards to guard if they're on 3 damage, 4 damage, then you can boost as well. Since you got lock cards, then the 5k also applies. Then your opponent block it. Lock it, get 10k here, swing, unlock 1, unlock 2, unlock 3, get 10k, 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 and you get to draw a card, and then you do your chain drive. Maybe you get crit, maybe you get draw, maybe you get nothing. And after that, since it's now a 40k, you can just swing with that. If you already got some crits there, even if you don't, it's still fine. Continue the pressure, then you can lock it again and give your Lady Fencer extra 10k. Then this line is already like 23, 33, 43, 53 with a force 1 and swing. Then you can do your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. Looks simple, but you do need to plan your field very well, and like after you end turn, your opponents may kill that, then again, depending on if you have an order card, if next turn let's say if you don't have an order card, then of course you can soul blast again. Of course, for me, I will still pick my Great Force, but then I will see what other. First, I will see if I have any extra Lady Fencer in my hand. Of course, if I do, then I will just call her out, and not from a drop, because I can do multiple attacks with this. And I will just find another great one, maybe her, to step on one of my cards as a lock card. The reason behind is that since this card is on the field, you don't have any further usage after unlock, unless you have a way to lock it, which if you ask me, there isn't any cards that helps you unlock this card again. So you can feel free to drop this down, even if you have another copy, like you have one on the field, you have this gone, your Lady Fencer was being attacked, and let's say you have another one in your drop, then you can still do your soul blast and call 1, call 2 out, retire it so you can reuse, and then you lock them, call your Lady Fencer, that's like your second time to attack them. Then you can still do the same thing again, just without this. And you can just do that. Unlock, unlock, unlock. Then you get to draw a card again. As soon as you have 2 and you have Soul to Soul Blast, then you can keep doing this again and again. And when you don't have enough soul, you can just call a blast mode to have a soul charge for a turn. So it's kind of easy, and as long as you have another Alter Ego Messiah, you can just keep riding. First force I would place on where I have my Green Force, and second force too I would likely to put on my Vanguard, and if I get to ride again, then I will put it here. So basically that's how I put my force markers 1, 2, and then 3. And depending on the situation, you can just keep pushing with it, anything. Like if you don't have a way to get your Great Force, then you probably will put on your Lady Fencer because you can attack 2 times. So the first force 2 will goes to the circle that you can do multiple attacks. The second one will go to Vanguard because you're trying to force your opponents to block your Vanguard attack, while they need to also consider that you are going to hit them big on your unlocked regards attacks, not counting triggers. So that's basically how it runs. So we can do a little shuffle and see how things works as well. So I quickly get my deck shuffled. Of course I didn't order anything, so you'll just see in real life that when I do a big shuffle, this is some kind of hands that I would likely to get. Then of course I don't want triggers, and these are good right targets. And let's see. Okay, so that exactly is a very good hand. But what we are lacking here is a grade 4. So you can't search with her, which you will need to have some luck getting there. So I will quickly do a few turns and see how things goes. So assuming we are actually going first, then we can draw. Okay, okay, lucky. You see me shuffling, so I didn't place it on top. So first ride, you have 2 options that you can do. Since we are going first, doesn't really matters. So in this raid, I will probably ride my Lady Bedera, because as long as I get a grade 3, I can just discard this card, so it won't hurt. So let's talk a tough. Wow. And of course here I will pick the order card since I have my Alter Ego Messiah. Then I have my grade 4. So just simply get the order card so I can get the combo going. And if you know your opponent is not going to bind your cards from the drop zone, then simply just put this card back to the drop zone. Right, then of course you already end your turn. And then wait, I think I haven't drawn. Actually, I open 5 hand, draw 1 card to 6, write 1 to 5, look, get 1 dish 1. So yeah, basically that's it. And then I take a damage, and probably ends there. And then go into another turn. Then I have no choice but to ride my Lady Fencer, but have to say it doesn't hurt me that much. Then I can just call my wing here. As long as I need, I can just lock it. Then attack and see what I trigger. Okay, get a draw trigger. And another grade 4. So that's kind of mad here. And your opponent's likely going to attack you, so if you can guard with a 10k, guard with it. Then probably take let's say 2 damage, and get into your combo turn. So you first your auto echo missile, get your force 2. Right. Then you basically set. So you now you probably going to call these 2 since you have a blast mode to help you to do something. Then you can soul blast your lady fencer first, so you can reuse her. Now in here, this is of course my pick, and since my hand size is kind of small and I don't have that much shield value, so I probably won't be calling my lady fencer. I will be calling this, but usually I would do that if I have a lady fencer here, but since I don't, I will just go in here and they will get locked. And easy. Well, yeah. Use the order, unlock, draw an extra card. That's great. And you can look for another 5 cards. Wow. I'm going to blast with triggers, but that I give them up. And I search nothing, so I can just call my blast monk and swing from here. So of course this will go first and lock. Then depending on if your opponents get a trigger, if you want this attack to hit, then you can just put the 10k here, since you might get triggers here. But if your opponents get nothing, you can just put the 10k here and then swing, probably do a counter blast and snipe something off, and swing and lock. Then you get to draw 1 again, and do your train drive. 1, draw a card. 2, crit. Then you already have like 7 cards back in your hand, and swing with it again, and lock and lock. Then you can just keep recycling your turn. You have another order go missile to ride over, so you can get another force 2 to your Vanguard circle. And as long as you like this guy can just simply dies out, or you can just even PG with a grade 4, anything like that. Then you can just soul blast and call yourself another grade 4 here. Then you can do another different multiple attacks. So basically that's how you treat your turns, with basically how I actually shuffle the deck and show you how it works. It's quite easy to pilot, I would say, but you do need to know what you're doing, because every single attack matters, and like sometimes one side of your attack will not be very high. As long as you don't have your grade 4, you don't have your lady fencer, then you need to plan that very well. Yeah, so that's basically the deck and how it runs. Comments down below, let me know any questions you have, and of course stay tuned to my next 5 videos or deck profiles. Probably will be a Messiah 5 videos that involving only 4 Order Echo Messiah, and then like 4 grade 4s, 4 of the order cards. It's a build of a friend of mine, which is similar to what I was going to play. Then you can see how these two things different. Yeah. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.